Welcome everyone to Chem 1307001. I'm Professor Saumil Christian. I'll be the instructor for this course. This is a very fast-paced 3-week fully online course. This is the course administered in the Wintermester, which are about the last 3 weeks of December and a few days of January. And so it's very fast-paced. Normally what you complete in 16 weeks will be completed in as short as 3 weeks. This video that I have made is an orientation video that would help you to maneuver your way through this course. So please pay attention as I go over all the relevant items that you will find on our course Canvas pages. So the page you are looking at right now is the home page. Let me click here. So this is the home page actually. You will see the first link for online tutoring, and while normally tutors are available during the regular semesters, we might have not necessarily we will, but we might have a few tutors available during the Wintermester. In that case, I will activate this link, which will take you to on a separate page, and you will be able to find tutors through Zoom. More on Zoom in a few minutes. This course is a San Antonio College course. That's why you see the logo. Now the section for this course is 001. So make sure that your registration course section also agrees with this. And this is the cover page of our textbook. It's General Organic and Biochemistry, GOB for short, by Dennison et al. It's the 10th edition. The video that you are viewing right now will be available through this link, introduction to this course. And when you are ready to proceed further, that's when you should click on the here button, and you will be ready to go further. As I said previously, my name is Saumil Christian, and I have taught this course for 6 to 7 years, almost every semester. And so I try to make this course as much fun as possible, but at the same time it's chemistry, and it's leaning towards the organic side, biochemistry side, so it is not necessarily the easiest course in the world. So I need to warn you about that at the beginning. Now due to the corona situation, you will not find me at the office, and the best way to contact me is through email. I will reply to your emails within 24 hours during the weekdays, which means that Monday through Friday, if you send me any email, you will get a quick reply from me within a day. But if you send me an email on a weekend or even Friday evening, which is basically start of the weekend, then even though I usually try to check my messages during the weekend, I cannot promise you that it will happen all the time, in which case you will get a reply Monday. These are my office hours. If they are going to be changed going forward, then you will know about them. I will make an announcement on Canvas. Here is a link for announcements. I will post an announcement here, and you will be able to know quickly when you log in that there are some announcements waiting to be read. Also on the course homepage here, you will see different hours, but for now these are my office hours. And if you are having any issues with your Canvas page here, please seek out help with the help desk. Here is their number, option 2 for Canvas technical support problems. All right, so with that said, let's click here and see where it leads us, and let's see a few pages going forward. Then we will look at the course syllabus as well. So again, the first page is the welcome page, and this link here, introduction to this online course, is the same video you are viewing right now. All right, now notice here it says that this course is organized into 8 bi-daily modules. Okay, so there are 8 modules, and they are divided into each module basically is made up of 2 days. Okay, so there are 8 modules. Altogether, that amounts to 16 days. Each day will end with a quiz and a homework directly related to the learning outcome for that day. And additionally, there will be 3 exams and the cumulative final exam. Let's click on next. And here are the student learning outcomes. After completion of this course successfully, you should master the outcomes stated here. That is the purpose of this course, and this is defined by the state of Texas. So we will honor that and we will do our best to master these concepts. Now clicking on next, we are taken to this page, and here is where we can find the course syllabus. Let's click and open the syllabus in a new window. And let's go over a few details of our course syllabus. So again, my email address, office, phone. As I said, contact me through email, office hours, same as you saw previously. Our textbook now, 10th edition with more detail. You do not need to go out and purchase the textbook. I repeat, you do not have to go out and purchase the hard copy textbook. You already have access to the e-text, the electronic text, for which you indirectly paid through your tuition. It is slightly cheaper, and it leaves a smaller carbon footprint because you are not making paper out of the wood and so on. So we will look at exactly where you will have access to the textbook in a few moments, but let's go over the other parts of the syllabus. In order to succeed in this course, you need the textbook, or the e-text rather. Then you need to have a webcam and a connection to the internet. Now, since this is an internet course, that makes sense. You should have a very stable and powerful connection to the internet that can support many megabits per second of download and upload speed, so that you are not lagging as you take the exams, okay, and as you go through the material. But why a webcam? The reason for a webcam, as some of you may be aware of at this point, is that you will be monitored through a particular software while you take the exam, not any other time, not when you are just studying the course material, but only during the exams. Okay, so how exactly will you be monitored? There is a software called Respondus. It comes with another software called Lockdown Browser. Lockdown Browser is something you will download and install on your computer, and Lockdown Browser is what you will use to scroll your way to the exam page and take the exam in this browser. The name lockdown suggests that there is some kind of lockdown, and that's exactly what happens. This browser will lock down every other screen. You will not be able to see anything else on your screen. It will force you to shut down all the other applications. The only application that will run along with Lockdown Browser is Respondus, which is part of Lockdown Browser in our case. Respondus software is what will turn on the webcam, and it will monitor your head movements and your immediate environment as you take the exam. So there cannot be any cheating. And many of you, as I said, may already be accustomed to this technology. So this might not be anything new, but some of you who are taking an online course after a while, you might have to get used to it. Okay, but please don't stress out. This is very standard technique nowadays when you take online classes. In fact, monitoring through the webcam is done for other high-level courses as well, where it's not just software that monitors you, but many times there are 2 to 3 actual proctors viewing you through your webcam, monitoring you for higher level exams. So don't be stressed out because of that. But you will need to have a good internet connection, a webcam, a laptop that has a webcam, or a desktop with a camera. What you cannot use is an iPad. I repeat, you cannot use an iPad, nor can you use Chromebook. Both of them do not work with lockdown browser and responders. While iPad works with lockdown browser, it does not work with responders. And Chromebook will not work with either of them. Hence, you need an actual computer. A MacBook or a iMac, anything Apple computer wise is fine. And so are Windows computers fine. One thing that I should mention is for maneuvering your way through this Canvas course and going through all the pages, I highly recommend not using Safari browser, the one that comes standard with Apple computers. I repeat, try not to use Safari because students in the past complain of certain things not loading, and the only conclusion I could reach was that Safari has some security issues, not allowing them to load some images and pictures of some chemistry related things. So you may use Google Chrome or Mozilla Firefox or other browsers, the Internet Explorer browser. I don't know what the new name for it is, but I think it's still Internet Explorer. But my suggestion is to use Google Chrome. It will work under all situations. Right, so here is a description of the course. Please go through the description and I will just go over the relevant details concerning our course. These are the outcomes you saw earlier, stated here again. Now, the evaluation. First part, attendance. If a student misses a cumulative 2 weeks of classes, the student will be dropped from the course. Right, so what exactly is 2 weeks? Our course itself is 3 weeks. So does it mean that 2 of those weeks are missed by you and that's when I drop you? No. Because we are a course that's fully online and we are emulating, so to speak, actual course conducted face to face, what amounts to 2 weeks is more like 4 days. Okay, so if you miss 4 absences, that's equivalent to 2 weeks of classes, not actual 2 weeks. But at the same time, we are not literally logging in at a specific time to do our work. So in our online course, failing to submit one homework will be considered to be one absence. There are many homeworks in this course, and if you fail to submit 4 homeworks, that's equivalent to having 4 absences. And for such absences, you will be liable for being dropped. Okay? You may have reason why you are not able to submit on time, but if you do not convey that to me, I will drop you from the course, sending you an email that hereby you are being dropped. Similarly, failure to submit 4 quizzes will also be counted as 4 absences. So either 4 homeworks or 4 quizzes missed, that's equivalent to 4 absences, and 2 weeks of absences, and you will be dropped. So please keep that in mind. If you scroll down, this is how our overall grade is assigned on a scale from 90 to 100 is an A, 80 to 89 is a B, and so on. So what happens if you have a grade between 89 and 90, let's say? If it is 89.4, that gets rounded to an 89, that makes it a B. But if it's 89.5 and higher, that gets rounded to a 90 and that makes it an A. The same thing is applicable between the other letter grades as well. The distribution of our grades is 10% quizzes, 15% homework. There are 3 exams and 1 final exam. As you see, the exams and the final exam make up 75%, 3/4 of our course, with the quizzes, homeworks making up just 25%. Okay, so keep that in mind that ultimately you are being assessed through exams. Of all the exams, of all the homeworks, 1 homework will be dropped. All homeworks will be online. Quizzes as well, 1 lowest grade quiz will be dropped. They will also be all online. Now, there are 3 exams. In that case, I will not be dropping the lowest grade exam. Instead, I will replace the lowest grade with the average of the lowest and the highest. So let's say your first exam grade was a 60. Second was a 70 and the last one was 80. So I will not be dropping the first grade, which is 60, rather I will replace it, and I will replace it with the lowest, the average of the lowest and the highest. which is the average of itself 60 plus 80 divided by 2. 60 plus 80 divided by 2 is the 70. So that 60 gets replaced with a 70, and now your new exam grades for all three are 70, 70 and an 80. Right, so keep that in mind. And the final exam is comprehensive. It includes all the content that we go through in this course from cover to cover, so to speak, and it is not optional. You cannot just get all the points in the rest of the course and assume that you will pass the course if it is above 70 if you do not take the final. You have to take the final to pass this course. Now all this adds up to 100%, but there will be reports, there will be some discussions for bonus that I will be adding as we go through the course. So that's going to be the bonus. That's going to be your extra credit. So do not ask for any other extra credit. Focus on the assignments given here, and I will be releasing some extra credit work as we go through the course together. Some of the course policies are here concerning the use of Zoom. Now we will not be directly meeting each other, but we can be in communication through email as well as through Zoom appointments. If you want to see me during my office hours, you can email me asking me to meet you at a particular time, and if I am free at that time, then we'll definitely meet, or I will come back with some other time, same day, maybe close by to your time, and we can agree on some time, and we should meet at that time through Zoom. Okay, how exactly will you meet me? Well, let's go back to the home page, and if you scroll down to the bottom, you see this, click here to visit Professor Christian during the office hours. This is where you will click, and if you have never installed Zoom on your end, this will lead you to install Zoom, and then it will open up Zoom, and then it will take you to the right page, and that's how you can meet me. There is also a link for Zoom on your end. You can install Zoom by clicking on it. Okay, coming back to our syllabus. Right, so there are a few more things. Some of these things are not relevant to us since we don't meet face to face. Please go over all the things in the syllabus. I'm going over the things that pertain directly to our course. Now here is some detail for withdrawing from the class. In order to withdraw, don't just send me an email. There is an official way of requesting for withdrawal, and please follow the steps that are stated here. Okay, now here is our schedule. However, we will look at another page which also gives you the schedule for this course, which is much more neatly organized, that you would probably want to look over there rather than come to the syllabus, because it will make more sense as we go through there. Right, a few more details here. Institutional policies concerning attendance and other aspects of your registration are found here. Okay, all right, so basically all this pertains to our institution and college priorities, and everything particularly applicable just to our course has been stated by me as we went through the syllabus. Now, what about the textbook? As I said, we will talk about the textbook in a few minutes. How will you access the textbook? Okay, so on the syllabus, on the course page here, you will see the link called McGraw-Hill Connect. When you click on it, and if it's your first time, you will have to authorize McGraw-Hill Connect, and you will have to then register yourself. But once done, you will have a page similar like this, and then you can click on Go to My Connect section, and this is a page similar to this. Let's see exactly what your end looks like by clicking on Student View, and this is what your page would look like. all the assignments are for this course are found on the Canvas page, not through the publisher of our e-text. So you do not see any assignments added here, but you do need to read through the textbook. There are assigned readings. We'll see which ones in a few minutes. But here are the links to the e-text. The top one is the smart book version, which interacts with you, and I highly suggest that you read this version. And the bottom one is the version that's very similar to the hard copy textbook version. Let's click on it. It will load faster at this point, and let's look at the textbook. Let's say it open to chapter 20, and our course starts with here 10. So here is the e-text. You can go through the e-text using the up, left and right arrow here. There are practice problems for every topic that you see. Some of them have answers, some of them don't. I highly recommend that you read every chapter that we are going to study, and I highly recommend that you do as many problems as possible. If there is any problem that you are struggling with, please email me and I will be more than happy to go over that problem through email or through our through a meeting. But it's only by practice that you master this science. It's not just me speaking and you passively hearing what I say. You have to actively participate in your own learning in order to master this material, right? So let's go back to our syllabus, closing these pages, and we were here, course syllabus, right? So I'll also close the course syllabus. We went over all the details here, and back at where we were, right? One of these pages, and I'll click on next. It talks about the required textbook again, which we already looked at in the course syllabus, and also the information about having a webcam and good internet. Clicking on the next page, some student expectations. Please go over this because these are important aspects of being a good student. Then another important aspect of being a good student is to have netiquette. Netiquette is a combination of the words net for internet and etiquette. Okay? Internet etiquette. So how to behave on the internet where we are more or less anonymous. Should we be disrespectful towards others because they cannot see us? They cannot hurt us? No, we should not. So please go over this and learn how to communicate with your fellow students and how to present yourself to your instructor and to each other. And some student support services, you may actually be a student at one of the other sister colleges, and you will find links to the support services if you click on each of this logo for that particular college. Now, in our course, there are some details concerning how you take the exam. Apart from there being the use of lockdown browser and responders, you also have something known as biometric signature, okay? BioSig ID for short. When you click on this arrow, it's a YouTube video that is very short, and it explains from A to Z exactly what BioSig is about. It registers your particular machine that you are going to use to take exams, but also it learns your writing style and basically asks for your signature and learns how you respond and how you write, so it knows that it's you who is taking the exam and not somebody else. And so these are just the instructions, and then you click on next. Here you will click on load BioSig introduction in a new window. Let's just click and see what happens. And as you see, it gives me the option to enroll a new device, touch screen, stylus, mouse, or a touchpad. Then click on next. and then it will ask me to draw and draw the BioSig password you created, then click validate. Obviously I did not create it in the earlier page, so I cannot draw it, but through this you will register your device and validate or identify yourself to this software, so you can then take the exam. I'll just close this and just click next, and then you have a discussion, an icebreaker discussion. I want you to introduce yourself by responding here by clicking on reply. Please type your response in the reply text box below. Then click the post reply button to reply to the discussion. Right, so you will not only introduce yourself, but you will also respond to at least one classmate's post. Please befriend one another in a good way to collaborate and to learn, and depending on exactly how social you are and how well attuned you are to learning through social circles, you may then make friends, and then you can share notes and so on and study together. There is me not forcing you here to have a certain number of classmates that you communicate with regularly, but it's a highly recommended thing to do. And this is a graded discussion. It's 10 points, and once you are done through that, you click next, and that's where your reading starts. All the things you saw so far, you can go through them through using the next and the previous page. However, a better way to going through them is by clicking on modules. Let's click and open it in a new window and see what it looks like. So we saw the home page at the beginning of this video, then the welcome page when we clicked on the next link there, where it said click here to begin. That took us to the welcome page, then the student learning outcomes page, class syllabus page, and so on, right? And the last page was icebreaker discussion. You have to complete all the items sequentially. You cannot skip any of them. When you click here on the modules link, which is also available to you, you won't see a green arrow here. It's on my end that I see green arrow, but on your end you will have to go through each page sequentially, and you would have to complete some assignments like the BioSig introduction, which is for 0 points, but it introduces you to it, and then you will be allowed to go to the next page. You will also see a due date for all of those. You will see the due dates right here, but you will also see a due date at another place. When we click on syllabus, I will show it to you. And then you start with the actual course material here. This is the page we saw earlier as day 1 and day 2. Let's see what it looks like. So these are the things you will learn in day 1, the learning objectives and the task. There is a homework 1, quiz 1, the icebreaker discussion, the BioSig assignment, and reading chapter 10 from pages 330 to 360. It's a lot. You might think it's a lot, but remember, this is a very, very high-paced course, very fast-paced course where you are learning about 5 times to 6 times the normal speed of going through the course. Yeah, why? Because it's a 3-week course, and normally our college course is a 16-week course, so it's 5 to 6 times faster. I would say more than 5 times, because if we have an exam on a particular day in a 16-week course, it's not going to be one whole day. Here I'm actually giving you actual whole day for an exam. So there are 3 exams, and 3 days basically just go to the exam. Right? Then you have day 2 and the learning objectives there. And after completing the learning objectives, you should read chapter 11, pages 369 to 398, homework 2, quiz 2. Right? Then when you click on next, you will see the first page called hydrocarbons, which if you look at the course module, it's this page. Okay, and then go through each page. So here, if we go through this very quickly, here is your bi-daily part of day 1 of module 1. Okay, ends with homework 1 and quiz 1. Then you begin with the day 2 part here, alkenes. You can see the deadlines for the homeworks. The deadlines are about 3 to 4 days in the future from the day you start learning this material. Please go through everything in timely manner, and don't skip the homeworks or quizzes, because you could be dropped if you skip 4 quizzes or 4 homeworks. Here is day 3, alcohols, chapter 12, and day 4, aldehydes and ketones. So here where I am hovering the mouse, that's your day 3 content ending with quiz 3, and your day 4 content here. Now, just because I have divided things into day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4 does not mean that if you have time in your hand and you have the will and mental power to go through more material, you should stop at the end of whatever the day that is. So for example, if you are on day 3 and you went through homework 3, quiz 3, you passed all, you understood all, and you have time in your hand and you are mentally prepared to go further, well, the content for day 4 will be open to you. It's all open, every part of it is open. If you are somebody who can go through all of this just on one day, then you can go through all of it in one day, all day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4 content. I have not locked it. Okay? So all of it is available starting day 1. However, when you come to the exam, for example, day 5 is exam 1 and day 6 is some other material. So here is the exam 1 part, some review questions, few practice questions. Then you go through the biosig. Again, before each exam you will go through the biosig part, validating yourself, your identity, and basically validating yourself and your machine, your computer. Now exam 1 will require lockdown browser and webcam. You don't need to install it in any way. When you click on it, it will automatically ask you to install lockdown browser, giving you the link for it, and then you will open the same exam using the lockdown browser. Once installed, you can open all the exams using lockdown browser. But the exam is not available to you right now. So the exam portion is only available 3 to 4 days before the due date. Okay, so if you were to start the course right now, all the other pages are available to you up to day 4. But the exam page, the actual exam page, is available as you near the exam, because I don't want you to have the access to the exam right on the first day of the course. If I give you access to exam 1, then I have to give you access to exam 2 and 3 and the final on the first day of course, and that's not what I want to do. That I don't want to find out that you tried to take the final exam on the first day of the course and you failed. Okay. So the exams are available a few days before the due date. Once you are done with the exam part, until you come to the next exam, everything else will be available to you right there and then. You will have to go through it sequentially, but you can do it all in one day if you can. But do pace yourself so you follow at least some notion of how it's all structured. So this is your day 6 content, carbohydrates and glucose, disaccharides, polysaccharides, the homeworks 5 and quiz 5. Your day 7 content, carboxylic acids, and your day 8 content after carboxylic acids, it's lipids, which starts right after quiz 6, introduction to lipids. And then your day 9 is exam 2. Okay, so up to from from carbohydrates all the way until the end of lipids, everything will be available to you to complete as quickly as you want to. Exam 2, you will have to come close to the due date, and that's when it will be available to you. Once exam 2 is over, then you have available the next few pages until you come to exam 3, right? So that this is amines, which is your day 10, day 11 here, your amino acids, proteins, then day 12 enzymes, you learn about enzymes, day 13 molecular genetics, a few things about that, day 14 carbohydrate mechanism. Okay, here right after quiz 11, very few things. Since we are nearing the time of the end of the course, I have very few things that I require you to study here, the homework and quiz. Each chapter has a homework and a quiz. So altogether there are 12 homeworks and 12 quizzes. And finally, your exam 3 and your final exam. That's just the last 2 days. Right, so this is how our course is organized. The best way to go through the course is by clicking on modules, and you will pick up wherever you have left off, since it won't let you go to the next page unless you complete that particular page. Alright, so what are the assignments? Well, one way to find out is to clicking on syllabus, and another way to access your course syllabus is by clicking here. Click here to access course syllabus. Let's just open it and see what it looks like. And we already know here is our course syllabus. Okay, we went through it in a few minutes earlier. But now going back, you see all the assignments and when they are due. So for example, by Monday, December 14, the icebreaker discussion and the biosec introduction is due. Then Friday, December 18, our homework 1, quiz 1 due. Saturday, December 19, homework 2, homework 3, quiz 2, quiz 3. Sunday, December 20, exam 1 is due. Homework 4 and quiz 4 are due. And so on. Okay, so please pace yourself accordingly. With any other issues you have, let me know and we can talk about it through email or by direct chatting or on Zoom. Alright, so let's see if anything else is relevant here. We saw our home page, the relevance of Zoom. I'm not clicking here because then it might try to install Zoom, which I already have installed. The syllabus page we just saw. This is the page to see the textbook. Announcement page contains a few announcements, so let's check that. And here is an announcement I already made. Dear students, this is a, let's see, okay, this is a fully online course and a very fast-paced course, and you have to complete a lot of material in very short amount of time. Alright, so it just wants you to be on your guard. We looked at modules. If you click on assignments, you will see what assignments are due. Now this is what it looks like to me on my end. Your end will definitely be different because you don't have access to everything right at the beginning of the course. And I won't click on grades because I'm not trying to share your grades with other students, and the rest of it will not, except for this page, everything else will not be available to you. And so here when you click there, you will be able to actually see the chapter slides, all the chapters that we are learning. Few other things, exam study guides have been uploaded by me as well. Here is exam 1, exam 2, exam 3 and the final exam study guide. And you will only be able to see that much. That's what's relevant. Okay, everything else you will not be able to see. Alright, so that's it, and you will soon be able to see this video through this link here. If you are watching this video, obviously you click there. Alright, so I wish you the best and I'm here for you, and please let me know how I can help you. Best wishes.